These players are all going to be playing for $100 for first, or for the winner, and then the loser probably going to finish in the top 32, which is still a $50 prize. So we've got Phil Zell on the right on Mono Green Tron, and we've got first name Manny Edelson on the
Manny
left.
Edelson.
He is on Mono Red Arclight Phoenix. Didn't they ban Arclight Phoenix?
Nope.
They didn't?
Nope.
No. Why am I not seeing it?
I don't know. It's been all over the place. It's been nowhere today.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just because everybody wanted to play out their new Stoneforge decks.
Faithless Looting.
Oh, well.
Okay.
There you go.
So how are we going to see this mono
Gosh,
red
I
deck
didn't even
function?
play along well at all to that. Goodness gracious.
How are we going to get these Phoenixes in the graveyard if we don't have Faithless Looting?
Well, it's a Cathartic Reunion?
Yep, Manny's got some plans. We've got Cathartic Reunion, Bedlam Reveler, we've got Seasoned Pyromancer,
Okay.
and an old classic 2-mana enchantment saga, the Flame of Keld.
And can I tell you that these playmats create a trippy line here?
Yeah.
Like our camera's even.
Yep.
And like the creature collection playmat plus the stained art playmat is a weird aesthetic.
Yep. All perspective on the creature collection playmat. If you look across the top, it's a little line between the ceiling and the wall. Let's see what Manny's play is. It's a Lava Spike.
Spike you.
Sure not a Faithless Looting.
17. What makes a guy sleeve up this deck? Do you think that this deck has legs still, or do you think it's just familiarity at this point and didn't want to get something new?
So I'm not sure why he went for Arclight Phoenix. The Mono Red Phoenix deck did have sort of... It could play the long game sometimes because of the card Arclight Phoenix. However, it doesn't keep cards in its hand very well, so it really plays off of the explosiveness of, the early burn spells and especially Faithless Looting to get the Phoenixes in the graveyard and create a very large clock very quickly. So we're not even seeing a lot of. We still have the some prowess creatures. We've got 4 copies of Monastery Swiftspear and 1 copy of Blister Coil Weird. Just taking a double check.
We do see a turn 3 Nahiri come down here. We saw a fetch with the Arid Mesa sending him down to 16. And then Simeon's Spirit, guys. The monkey's making mana and going to go ahead and make a Nahiri.
Yep. So that Nahiri, Corey... Oh, this is Corey, not Phil. So Corey is on Red-White Prison. We've got some Nahiris.
Discard a card, draw a card is the uptick on that one. Exile a tapped creature, artifact, or enchantment.
A tapped creature, tapped artifact, or an enchantment.
Or enchantment, right. Cathartic Reunion, we're going to get to discard some cards here.
Manamorphose and Mountain, that's not a whole lot of value for Edelson.
No, Manamorphose would have been not great, you know.
Oh, no, you don't like that. You really want to be casting your Manamorphose to get value for your Blister Coil Weirds and your Swift Spears, Chain 3 spells for bringing Arclight Phoenix back from the graveyard. So Edelson wanted that one in hand and has it in graveyard instead.
Up with the elevator on Nahiri here. The biggest disappointment for me with this Nahiri deck is that it doesn't actually just have like an Emrakul in it to just get you.
It doesn't?
The ultimate's very easy to do. Do I see it?
It probably has an Emrakul in it. Get the wrong deck list here. Corey's playing at this tournament with his brother Phil. We got Phil's deck list instead of Corey's, so assuming there's an Emrakul in here. But we'll find out.
Makes a lot of sense, actually.
Could be getting a Simeon Spirit Guide as well.
I'm going to flip this upside down so I don't keep doing that.
Yeah, it's fine.
But that's the only reasonable reason to have Nahiri. Besides, I mean, it does get you through your deck, but its ultimate comes so quickly.
Right. Yeah, see, Corey's had it out for 2 turns, and already, if he gets to untap with it next turn, he's going to be able to search his library for a creature card.
Put it into play with haste in 13,
Yep. There's a Seasoned Pyromancer from Edelson. Let's see what this discards. See if you got any value off that Cathartic Reunion. No, another land, another Manamorphose. It's going to make Edelson 1/1/1 Elemental token.
We are going to have an updated deck list in here for you shortly. Phil and Corey. I wonder if they get confused for a lot of Magic tournaments. PNC kind of sound similar, you know, but
both great.
Yep. Okay. The Monastery Swiftspear is actually going to be able to do 1 point of damage to prevent an Emrakul.
All right. Monastery Swiftspear preventing an Emrakul. Who would have thought we'd see it?
You love to see stuff like that here.
Anger of the gods. Yuck.
Yuck.
All right. So let's
There
see.
is an Emrakul the Aeon's
We
Torn in
do
this
have an
deck, so not a madman. Chalice is going to go on 1 here too, so this is all out of sorts. Up goes the elevator on Nahiri. Discard a card, draw a card. Cool thing about this deck is, well, what if you draw your Emrakul? Oh, you get to discard it. So
right. That shuffles itself, and does it your graveyard also back
your
in
graveyard
library?
and like everything in your graveyard, including Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn into your graveyard or in your library. So literally does not matter at all what Zell has in hand. If he gets to untap with this, he's going to 13 them, kill all the lands. Still doesn't have him dead yet. He's still 7 life away, but Zell, obviously has a lot of
helixes, right?
He has helixes. He has Chandra Torture Defiance.
Right.
He's got a lot of stuff going on. Hard cast Simian Spirit Guide and beat with it if you wanted.
Sometimes that's the plan.
Everybody that's ever played Scape Shift or Valakut's, they've casted the Simian Spirit Guide before.
Right.
So it's felt bad each time. And here we go. Let's see if we get the. Yep. Shadowed out. Nope. Not coming.
All right. So Corey's going to search his library for a creature card. Probably Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. There she is.
There she is. Attack you,
Swing.
trigger, Annihilator. Pick it up and give it a read. It's going to take a minute. There's a lot of text. Annihilator 6, Flying, Trample. In this case, that has haste.
Our Lady of the Aeon's Torn is an entire novel.
The best stories about Emrakul Aeon's Torn is when a person each time sees it for the first time and has to look back 3 times.
Yes.
And you see Edelson here is going to throw all those cards over to his discard pile. We're gonna pick up the Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. And you're right, just discard it next time, put it back in your deck, and just keep the train going here. Finds a mountain, does Edelson. So that's pretty lucky, actually. A lot of people would be stuck here.
Right. So Edelson maybe also saw the writing on the wall and kept mountains in hand. Not sure if that was the case, but
he had 3 or 4 in play. Wouldn't be surprised if he drew an extra one or kept it in hand.
And he was discarding some mountains too, so it looks like a really land-heavy draw for Edelson.
You do see here the discard the Emrakul to the Nahiri, so that is going to shuffle his deck, put it back in, and that feels really bad. And there's a Chandra.
Chandra, Acolyte of Flame?
Yep, Acolyte of Flame.
Yep, so she is a newer card from Core Set 2019. She can flash back an instant or sorcery from Corey's graveyard. So we may see her do that here. She can also tick up and make some elementals, and that's going to do the remaining damage to Edelson.
Looks like he's had enough for this match. I had to have had enough at the Emrakul amount.
Yep.
So
Nope, no more.
no more. Yeah,
My Aeons have had it.
they are torn.
Oh, there's a Detective Ken Parson token. Corey just flashed for the camera.
Let me give you a puzzle. Okay,
Yep.
I'm going to give you a magic puzzle.
All right.
So 3 or 4 real Pro Tours ago.
Really?
Before the
Okay.
switch over to Mythic Championship. Okay. It is a modern Pro Tour, and an Infect player has registered a 74 card standard Infect, like regular Infect deck. His 15th card in his sideboard is an Emrakul the Aeon's Torn.
Oh, wow.
Please give me the purpose for this player's Emrakul the Aeon's Torn.
For Infect.
For Infect. It's a normal Infect deck otherwise. The 15th card slot is an Emrakul the Aeon's Torn.
Surely not to lose to Mill.
It is not to lose to Mill. It's a great guess. That's one of the more popular answers and an intelligent guess.
Okay.
Okay. But I'll give you 2 more chances if you want them. And I will tell you it's of course unorthodox as your head.
Was he playing Krakenwit Cremator?
He was not.
One more? I get one more?
You get one more guess. Yeah, you get one more guess.
Is there a Burning Shoal that is colorless?
There's not. Here's your answer. It's actually way less brilliant than any of that.
Okay.
Somebody asked him during a deck tech during the Pro Tour, and he goes, actually, I couldn't decide on a 15th card. So before every match, I would be going through my deck, and I would drop the Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. And my opponents honestly mulliganed very consistently throughout the day because they saw that I had an Emrakul the Aeon's Torn in my deck.
That's dirty.
He's like, I literally didn't know what to do, so I put it in there because not registering 15 is incorrect.
Right.
And he's like, maybe I'll get some percentage points. And he goes, I literally saw so many people look at my hand and then run their hand through their hair and just go like, goodness. I don't know what specific Pro Tour it is. You were trying to find the video, but like it was on a podcast I listened to, and I went and found it. It was like, oh my god, it's brilliant. It's really funny. If you're deciding on the last spot, Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. It's pretty easy. Like, oh no, don't see this card that matters.
That's wild.
It's wild. It's not really that great. I'm sure there was a better card to put in the deck.
Absolutely.
Like, you missed some value.
Yeah,
but like,
I think so.
But the story's a lot of value.
So, that's big value.
I don't know how many percentage points you actually gave up, but maybe you got them back with the story.
Yeah, let's look at sideboards.
Yeah.
Does Mono Red Phoenix have an Emrakul the Aeon's Torn in their sideboard?
You have the Mono Red Phoenix. So You tell me.
Let's look. He has 2 Blood Moon, 1 more Chandra. Oh, 1 Chandra Acolyte of Flame. So we may see the Chandra Acolyte of Flame mirror in this match. You may see that coming up.
Yeah.
Kozilek's Return, Lightning Axe, Molten Rain, Sahili Sublime Artificer, the new one that makes tokens. Shenanigans, which is a real magic card.
As we found out.
Skullcrack, Tormod's Crypt, and Torpor Orb. So, Blood Moon is a card that Red White Prison already utilizes. Probably not going to see that come in.
Probably not coming in.
I can see Chandra Acolyte of Flame. Good against a Ensnaring Bridge draw that doesn't empty its hand very well. Also allows Manny to get extra spells from his graveyard in the battlefield. Corey didn't see any Phoenixes. If he doesn't know that Manny is running them, there may not be graveyard hate, so Chandra Acolyte of Flame could actually get some value.
Yeah, what I see over here from the Red White Prison side, 3 Leyline of Sanctity. He's probably going to see those come in. Those are just kind of an efficient thing against all of the burn spells that are in Manny's deck.
Right.
He's kind of got a lot, and I think that's kind of the route you have to go, especially with these Phoenix decks now, even more so since you can't rely on Phoenix. So you got to drop the blue and kind of do that kind of stuff. Goblin Rabble Master is something that I could see come in. Just put a guy on board and attack a little bit. I'm not sure that this is the right matchup for it a ton.
Right,
but
it's a great card. I wouldn't probably put it again against a removal heavy deck. It's normally for the big mana, less interactive decks.
Sure. Going back down here, though, both players are going to take their 7. Let's see if Edelson likes his. Zell seems to have enjoyed his. And we're going to be underway here pretty quickly.
See Zell start with that Leyline.
Leyline, yeah. I have pregame actions.
Manny, you don't want to read that one. Got some bad news.
Got some bad news for you. So, Tacky for 1, though. On his way. Dropping Zell down to 19. Planes go, untap. Problem with Leyline of Sanctity is it doesn't even let you trigger prowess by attacking. But if you have 2, that's 2 from 17. We're going to see if you can get up to a lightning bolt of Swiftspear.
There goes Swiftspear. That's big.
That's a big one. It's going to go up to 23. Or I'm sorry, go back up to 20, rather.
Yeah, like you said, the mono red deck isn't able to rely on Phoenix so much more in the early turns. So Zell taking care of that Monastery Swiftspear is actually going to be a pretty big game.
Blister Coil Weird coming down here after the combat. Untap 1 land still here for Edelson. That's going to be a bit of a problem if you can't string a land or 2 together. Kind of the opposite of what we saw in the last game.
He has all those Manamorphoses in hand now.
Yeah, all those ones that he disrespected last game by discarding them, they've kind of come back to haunt him a little bit here. Doesn't seem like he has a second land. Debating how he wants to structure his turn, whether he should attack now or attack 10 seconds from now. Or there we go. Going to go ahead and bring it out. Attack for 2. Going to send his opponent down to 18. Untap draw into a Rabble Master.
So
Taste it, Christian Keffer.
I've tasted it. It's
but you got hit by a lightning bolt, so maybe you just told the true story.
How about
that? I guess tasted Jordan Kennedy.
And something nobody saw coming at a lightning bolt, which is actually kind of interesting to see in the. Does Corey have Chalice on 1? Actually, Chalice on. Oh yeah, 4 Chalice will avoid. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so no chalices in his opening hand. It looks like he also just picked up another Leyline of Sanctity. So that's not exactly what you want to see.
The bolt was from Edelson.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Makes more sense.
Bolted the Rabble Master.
Yep.
Nahiri's coming down. He's going to exile probably a Blister Coil Weird. Or just up with the elevator. Actually, yeah, you're not really worried about these guys. You get a +2 and you have a Sanctity, so you're not that worried about really anything at this point.
No problems. Easy life.
Our backup match is already finished, folks.
By the way, that was Jund versus the Bant control deck, Bant Stoneblade you saw last round. So we tried to give one that might go to time on round, but unfortunately, players just make very efficient use of the clock.
Oh wow, what a time to be alive!
Right.
Not one backup match got through today.
Right.
We'll try to get 2 things going for you in the top 8 here, but we are gonna not have anything for you the rest of the time. Still, finally found a second land here. Lava Spike you, or he's going to redirect that over to the Nahiri. Nahiri's going to fall down to 2 after attacks, and it's finally going to die, I imagine, here once we get some attacks done.
All right, Emra Nahiri. Emrakul's mom.
Yeah. Nahiri, mother of Emrakul. Dead. Yep.
All right.
Yep, you took 2. You had 2 loyalty. Let's pack it up. Go ahead and braid.
Take care of the rest.
I like the cleanup there. Not a bad structure, not a bad situation. If you're Zell, you want a clean board. You have a Ley Line of Sanctity for all the bird spells. Can't really complain too much.
We got Young Pyromancer here.
It's a good card.
Yep. Yeah, so it seems Edelson has adapted his Mono Red Phoenix build to be a little bit more mid-range oriented. The Young Pyromancers are a main board feature, I believe.
Yes, they are. Yeah, 3 copies on the main board. So, you're adapting.
Yeah.
If it's tough whenever part of your deck gets banned a week before a big tournament.
Yes.
And
certainly an interesting adaptation. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, one of the better 2-drops. Probably the red 2-drop. That's excellent. Red. Every color has an excellent 2-drop. I think this is Reds.
Yeah.
It's their Monastery Mentor.
It is. Yes.
But better. So, well, bet. Yeah. 2 mana is a huge advantage. But Zell with a lot of mana of his own. He's got a hand of a couple of cards there. It looks like he has 2. Not exactly where you want to be against an opponent that just needs some wins, but Chandra Torch of Defiance is going to come down. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to eat that Young Pyromancer. No, make some mana, anger the gods.
2 red mana. Yep.
Excuse me. 2 cards got knocked off the table.
Edelson's not going to Force of Rage in response.
It looks like the judges stopped there, so that's kind of what that thing was that you saw where there was like a lot of nothing happening for a second. But yeah, sorry, what did you just say, Christian? My bad.
I don't even remember.
Something enraged in response.
Oh, he's not going to cast Force of Rage in response.
Yeah, sure.
Very valuable commentary. I'm sorry we missed it. It's been a disaster.
Yeah, I'm glad we went back for it. But boards are clear except for a Chandra Torch of Defiance. That's not a small card. So
Ooh, no. That one, like Nahiri, is going to tick up pretty quickly.
Swift Spear, Torpor Orb come into play. Torpor Orb shuts down
Seasoned Pyromancer. Also Bedlam Reveler.
And Bedlam Reveler. So
Chandra Acolyte of Flame off the top. Corey is going, not Acolyte of Flame, Awakened Inferno off the top. Corey's going to cast that. -2, deal 2 damage to the Monastery Swift Spear. Sego.
Chandra is having a bit of an identity crisis right now. There are 2 of her on one side of the board.
We really miss the old Planeswalker rule right now.
So tell me, for people that might not be super up to speed on Modern Torpor Orb, why is the deck with Torpor Orb and also that has Seasoned Pyromancer and Bedlam Reveler bringing in Torpor Orb? Like, what benefit does Manny have to bring Torpor Orb in against Corey here? Does he maybe think that there's something that he doesn't have, that he does have, that he's played around? Looking at our deck list, I don't see anything that Torpor Orb is great against.
No, I don't. Can't think of anything out of Corey's deck. Edelson maybe thinks it could stop the Annihilator trigger off Emrakul.
Which is incorrect, right? Yeah, that's the only thing I get. That's the first thing I thought I was maybe misunderstands Emrakul. But
Corey handing Edelson a Chandra emblem. It's going to deal 1 damage to him on each of his upkeeps.
That's pretty good. Nothing like shutting off your own Bedlam Reveler for nothing, but
yeah, maybe just
a misunderstanding of
practicing futility. Could be what that is.
Yeah.
Be like, you know what? I'm not very confident in this anyway. Just gonna practice this. It's like meditation training under a cold waterfall. It's not great for you, but sometimes you got to do it to make yourself stronger.
That's fair. So it's like a vaccine. You take it to get better, even though it makes you a little sick at first.
I don't know about that.
It's better for you. You get better after it. It gets you a little sick. What's that? The doctors. I'm asking doctors.
Okay.
Doctors, the medical body of science. Not suburbanites on Facebook.
Right.
That's who I'm avoiding.
Sorry, we've got a couple viewers.
We've got an edgy here in the 8th round. Keffer's going to play the role of the villain for the rest of this tournament. And exiling the Ley Line of Sanctity #2. No reason for 2 of those.
Yep.
Chandra Acolyte going to go up with the elevator again. 2 emblems for Edelson. So those are going to get doing a lot of damage very quickly. 2 points of damage going to happen here at Edelson's upkeep. Should be shooting him down to 17, I believe, is his current life total. Zell at 18, and we have a Chandra that's close to ultimate range here. Both Chandras have just so much loyalty. Edelson's done nothing really in this match, and it's kind of tough. And is this just the consequence of what Arclight Phoenix is? Or based on his draw, would you say he's done nothing, he wouldn't have done anything anyway?
Not sure. Obviously, Edelson is in contention for $100, so the deck hasn't been a complete dud today. Could be we're just not seeing something on camera that the deck normally does. We haven't seen any Flame of Keld. We haven't seen any of the really explosive starts with the Prowess creature and some Metamorphoses. So it really does look like Edelson's deck just hasn't functioned the way it's supposed to. And when you're a deck that relies on so many Prowess triggers, you want critical mass of non-creature spells.
Edelson gets a lightning bolt every turn at this point. Like, that's scary.
Yeah.
We did see a bolt on the Torch of Defiance just so the Chandra didn't ultimate. Timely reinforcements here, going to gain some life and going to get some
Actually, not going to gain any life currently.
Oh, no, you're right. Correct. Yeah, you're right. Nobody's below 10. 10? Or just less than your opponent?
Actually, this spell might not do anything right now. It's not a Fateful Hour card, so it's if an opponent has more life than you, you gain 6 life, and if an opponent controls more creatures than you, you make 3 soldier tokens. So it looks like we may have missed something with the life totals, and
but no creatures.
At a lower life total than Edelson. Yeah, but Corey will not get any creatures.
That's tough to see because Edelson just took 3 at his own upkeep, so he's at least at 14.
Right.
He's going to get another Chandra. He's going to take 2 from Chandra Torch of Defiance, fall down to 12. He's going to get a 4th one of these, so he's taking a Boros Charm every turn. We have 666 on the table. Chandra, the devil. She's using her flames, and she's going to send Edelson down to a fiery, unburied death.
Yep, to the Inferno.
3-turn clock here for Edelson, just on the emblems alone, which you can interact with.
This could be an Arclight Phoenix. Just giving it one last hurrah.
Yeah, going out with a bang here. What do you attack? Does it matter? Cacao. Yeah, I'd attack Zell's life total.
Make a stock bald eagle noise in your head. Oh, going for Chandra Awakened Inferno.
I honestly think you're out is the pass. No reason to do anything. Take 4 points of damage. He points it out. Going to 8. In case you forgot, Boros Charm yourself, GG.
Yep.
No re.
That is all.
That's all she wrote.
Yep.
Well, it was a pretty quick round 8 there.
Yep, just like the rounds before it.
Just like the rounds before it. Zell's going to take home $100.
Yep.
Brother Manny, still alive for top 32. So possibly, $50 associated with that. So
over the entry fee, you also got an Arcbound Ravager with that. So not a bad deal.
Yeah, not a bad deal today at all. We're going to take a break before top 8. We'll have that to you here shortly. Stay with us, and hopefully we'll get somebody to qualify for this Mythic Championship.
Let's do it. I hope we do.